to be here this morning, and we're getting right to the really exciting parts of Revelation as we head into Revelation chapter 13 today, and talk a little bit about the beasts and the dragon, and the number, and all of these things. So I'm actually excited to get into this, and so we'll be looking at Revelation chapter 13 today. And I'd like to start by just reading the whole chapter of 13. It says, "And I saw a beast coming out of the sea. He had 10 horns and 7 heads. On the horns were 10 diadems, and on his heads were blasphemous names. The beast I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like a bear's, and his mouth was like a lion's mouth. The dragon gave his power to his throne and great authority. Of this his heads appeared to be fatally wounded. One of the heads appeared to be fatally wounded, but his fatal wound was healed. The whole earth was amazed and followed the beast. They worshipped the dragon because he gave authority to the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, 'Who is like the beast? Who is able to wage war against him?' A mouth was given to him to speak boasts and blasphemies. He was also given authority to act for 42 months. And we look at the 42 months as 3.5 years, if you remember. He began to speak blasphemies against God, to blaspheme his name and his dwelling, those who dwell in heaven. And he was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. It was also given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All those who live on the earth will worship him, everyone whose name was not written from the foundation of the world in the book of life of the Lamb who was slaughtered. If anyone has an ear, he should listen. If anyone is destined for captivity, into captivity he goes. If anyone is to be killed with a sword will he will be killed. Here is the endurance and the faith of the saints. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, but he sounded like a dragon. He exercises all the authority of the first beast on his behalf, and compels the earth and those that live on it, who live on it, to worship the first beast whose fatal wound was healed. He also performs great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth before people. He deceives those who live on the earth because of the signs that he is permitted to perform on behalf of the beast, telling those who live on the earth to make an image of the beast who had the sword wound on it, yet lived. Okay, he was permitted to give a spirit to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast could both speak and cause whoever would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. Okay, and he requires everyone, small or great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, the beast's name, or the number of his name. Okay, here is wisdom. The one who has understanding must calculate the number of the beast, because it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Now, see, I told you that it was getting exciting as we come into this. So I want to actually clear up a couple things. The 10 diadems that it talks about in my version actually is the diadems are a word for crowns. they had crowns on their heads. So we have to look at that, and basically it actually takes us back to Daniel chapter 7, verses 15 through 25. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the kings of the earth. Okay, that of this beast, of the dragon. Okay, so you're looking at a beast, two beasts, one out of the sea, one out of the on the land, and you're looking at the dragon. So you've got these three parts. Okay, so let's go and take a look at Daniel chapter 7, verses 15 through 25. It says, "As for me, Daniel, my spirit was deeply distressed within me, and the vision in my mind terrified me. I approached one of those who were standing by and asked him the true meaning of all of this. So he let me know the interpretation of these things. These huge beasts, four in number, are four kings who will rise from the earth. But the Holy One of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever. Yes, forever and ever. Then I wanted to know the true meaning of the fourth beast, uh, the one different from all the others, extremely terrifying, with iron teeth and bronze claws, devouring, crushing, and trampling with its feet wherever it was left, whatever was left. I also wanted to know about the 10 horns and on its head, and about the other horns that came up before which three fell. The horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke arrogantly, and that was more visible than the others. As I was watching, his horn waged war against the holy ones that was and they was prevailing over them until the Ancient of Days arrived and judgment was given in favor of the holy ones of the Most High. For the time had come, and the holy ones took possession of the kingdom. This is what he said. The fourth beast will be a fourth kingdom on the earth, different from all the other kingdoms, and it will devour the whole earth, trample it down, and crush it. Okay? And it says the 10 horns are 10 kings who will rise from this kingdom. And another, different from the previous one, will rise after them and subdue three kings. And he will speak words against the Most High and oppress the holy ones of the Most High. And he will intend to charge righteous festivals and laws, and the holy ones will be handed over to him for a time, times, and half a time. 3.5 years, remember? And in Revelation chapter 18, it says, "Here's wisdom. The one who has understanding must calculate the number of the beast, because it is a number of man. His number is 666." Some clues that we can kind of look at this with is, number one, is that the number 7 is important in Scripture because it means perfection, and it also means that it's infinite. Okay, it's forever. Okay, and the number 6, it says, is the number of man, and what that means is number one, imperfection, but it also means that it's finite, or it has an end to it. And if you'll notice, the dragon, Satan himself, will have an end to him, because remember, there was a place called hell that was reserved for him, okay, and those who follow him. So when we're looking at 666, we're actually looking at three sixes, meaning the number of man 3 times. And so this would be someone that are people that are finite in nature and have an end to their life and so forth. And it actually would represent an unholy trinity. Okay, now remember, the mark that he asks them to, that he not asked, but the mark that he tells them that they have to take is on their hand or on their forehead. Now remember, the seal of God was placed on the forehead of all those that came to the Lamb and were saved, and so forth, and were sealed. That the seal of God is on their forehead, and so he's trying to mimic that in this whole idea. Now, the other thing too is when you look at the king's coming, and you specifically look at what's going on around, there's nations that are rising up against Israel. You know, you're talking about right now, you can see prominently Russia and China and Iran and the ones Lebanon and Syria, and all of these are rising up against the nation of Israel, and that's who we're talking about. Okay, is that they're rising up in this, and so it shows this. And I would say, just in my own humble opinion, that we might see something that's rising out of this in the United Nations. And the reason being is those same players that are part of the United Nations, and once again are against Israel in the aspect that what they're trying to do is put a stop to Israel moving forward and taking charge of the whole land. And so I would say that this is probably going to come out of the UN, and we see as people rise out of there and so forth. And remember, the dragon is going to give power to these kings. Okay, and so that is what we're looking at this final moment. You can't really, other than watching and seeing who rises to the surface, as far as these kings go, you can't really just pick them, but you can see who's kind of coming together right now. The nations that are coming together against Israel and Israel allies. Okay, and so these are things to be watching. It's an amazing time that we're living in, and it's so exciting, and so forth. And so go back and take a look at this chapter and take a hard look at it with this in mind, that people are rising up now against Israel, the people around Israel that actually kind of surround them and so forth. Take a look at this, and you'll begin to see a little bit about what Scripture is talking about, and maybe you'll see the idea that maybe some of it is being fulfilled even as we speak. We'll talk to you later. I hope you're blessed by this. You have a great and awesome